So much for having me. Good morning, everybody. So as you can see, my name is Cheryl. I'm an Associate Director of International Recruitment at Toronto Metropolitan University. You might know us formally as Ryerson University. A lot of my role, what I do is I connect with international students across Canada, providing as much information as I can about our institution, programs, admission requirements, student life, that can help you decide if maybe this could be the best fit institution for you. So I'm just going to share my screens. I do have a presentation to prepare that I will be going through, and I will be sharing the presentation later today with your guidance counselor. You'll have my contact information. So if you'd like to follow up directly with me, if you have any questions at all, I'd be very happy to answer those. So I will just share my screen. Okay, so it looks like everyone can see my slides. Everybody can hear me.
Correct.
Awesome. All right, so I'm just gonna kick it off and get started. So first I wanted to share that this QR code here. So if you are interested in staying in touch with the university, getting updates, especially on our open house, that is actually kicking off on Friday, and stay in touch with me, I would invite you to scan this QR code, fill out our lead form, and then you will get all of the updates from the university. So wanted to take just a couple seconds to talk about the name change and why we chose Toronto Metropolitan University. So being located in the heart of Canada's biggest and most diverse city, we represent all that it is to be metropolitan. We're a gathering place for people from all over the world, from all walks of life, with broad and diverse perspectives, lived experiences, and aspirations. And this new name offers an invitation to be more inclusive, to imagine novel ways of thinking and creating, and to open ourselves to new possibilities. So the image that you're seeing here in this slide, so this building, this is our Student Learning Center. It really has become a landmark in the heart of downtown Toronto, right on campus. And this is a perfect example of how we put our students first. So this is 8 different floors, completely devoted to student space. You're never going to be taking any classes in there. The reason that we created this building is we wanted to, have a place in the heart of downtown on campus for our students to study, to collaborate, to participate in events, to socialize before, in between, and after their classes. My personal favorite floor is the top floor. It's called The Sky. It's a quiet study floor. It has a really beautiful view of downtown Toronto. And there's also over 60 different collaborative workrooms that are available to students that they can book ahead of time. So, you might have, or you likely will have, group projects to work on when you study at the university. So you can book these rooms ahead of time so you have a space to work with your groups. There's a few key things I'm going to be punctuating as I talk about the university today. So if you choose to apply to Toronto Met, you'll get to continue to learn, live, and work in one of the top 10 most livable cities in the world, of course, being Toronto. Over 90% of our grads are employed within 6 months of graduation in their chosen field. And that's because we're really good and we excel at giving you a strong foundation for academic success. So helping you take what you're learning within the 4 walls of the classroom and then applying it to the real world. And for that reason, we are known as being Canada's leader in career-ready education. A high-level overview of the university. So we are considered a large comprehensive institution, meaning we don't specialize in one faculty, in one program area. We're offering a range of different programs at the undergraduate, graduate, and PhD level. Our total student population is about 45,000 students. And we offer at the undergraduate level right now 62 undergraduate programs housed within 6 faculties that I'll get into quite shortly. Our degrees are also completely customizable. So you have the opportunity to select your major, but also a secondary area of study being your minor. I use myself as an example here. I graduated from Toronto Met from a program in the Faculty of Arts called Arts and Contemporary Studies. So I focused on communication studies, cultural studies, art history, but I also wanted a business background. So through our Ted Rogers School of Management, I took a minor in marketing. And all that meant is within my 4 years at the university, I took 6 courses within the marketing minor, and then I was able to declare my minor when I graduated. And we like to say that our students are using the city of Toronto as their urban laboratory. So again, this is a key benefit to you as a student of studying in downtown Toronto, because you have close connections to so many different industries in which to complete maybe a co-op or an internship or a capstone research project. So over 95% of our programs have some sort of formal experiential learning component built right into the curriculum. So let's say, for example, you are interested in our business management program or accounting and finance or financial mathematics. All of those programs do include a co-op. Our business school is actually located right on Bay Street, being the financial capital of Canada. And our students that do co-op in business management, there's a 99% placement rate. They have connections to all those different industries on Bay Street. Maybe you're a student that is interested in health sciences, or going on to medical school. So you might be interested then in a program in our Faculty of Science, perhaps biomedical science, biology, or chemistry, even medical physics. We have a partnership with St. Michael's Hospital. That's a major research hospital in downtown Toronto. And you would have access to the labs in that hospital in which to do your research. And that's also where our health tech startup, the biomedical zone, is housed as well. Perhaps you're a student attending a program in our creative school faculty. So maybe you're doing journalism. We have students in our journalism program that are working with the CBC. Maybe you are studying image arts, film studies. For anyone that is familiar with the Toronto International Film Festival that takes once a year in September, we have students that have worked with that film festival as well. So that's just some examples of our students using the City of Toronto itself as their urban laboratory. So this slide is showing you just some examples of the employers that our students work with, in which they've done their co-op. The way that co-op is structured, how the experience works at Toronto Met, is your first step is to apply to your program of choice, be admitted to the program, and then you're going to spend 2 years in the program, taking courses. You need to maintain a grade point average of a 3.0 or something equivalent to maybe a B or 75%, which then qualifies you to do co-op. And co-op starts generally in the summer after the second year of the program. It's up to 16 months of paid work experience, and it does extend your degree completion from 4 to 5 years. However, the benefit there to you is you're making connections with employers, you're getting experience, and half of our students that do co-op actually have a job offer even before they graduate. Next is building on the theme of experiential learning is a really unique experience that the university has pioneered. It's something that we call zone learning. So essentially what zone learning is it's a network of idea incubators or business incubators focused on different industries. So for example, we have a legal innovation zone, a fashion zone. I already mentioned the biomedical zone located in St. Michael's Hospital. Our most well-known zone is the digital media zone, and that's been ranked 2 years in a row, the #1 university business incubator in the world. So if you have an idea for, a business, a cause, a startup, something you want help, bringing to life, you have the opportunity to do that in one of our zones. You get access to workspace, to professional development workshops, to industry mentors, and there's lots of different ways to get involved. You could complete your co-op with one of these startups in these zones as well. And new for our fall 2023 intake is you can actually do a minor in zone learning. So what this experience is giving you is creative problem solving skills, entrepreneurial skills. Again, it's really helping you to be a leader in the workplace. The campus itself, so as I mentioned, it's the heart of downtown Toronto. It really is connected to Dundas subway station. It's just north of Yonge and Dundas Square. It's made up of about 50 different buildings, and you can actually walk from one end to the other in just about 10 minutes. And of course, that includes residence. So we have 3 residence buildings available right on campus. The room styles are ranging from single room to apartment style. It includes a meal plan. And the great thing about residence is first year students get priority as well as international students. And as soon as you receive an offer of admission, even if it's conditional, which it likely will be because you're in the process of completing grade 12, you can start applying for residence. In terms of student life, so we consistently rank within the top 10 Canadian universities for student satisfaction. And that's because we really believe that your development in your post-secondary career, it's just not all about your studies, being in the classroom. We want you to have a well-rounded and balanced life. We want you to feel part of the community. We want you to make, long-lasting friendships and connections, and explore your interests. So we have over 200 different student clubs and organizations that we encourage you to join. The clubs are based off of many things. So it could be based on community, interest, faith. You also have the opportunity to start your own student club. We also have 2 athletic facilities on campus. So the first is our Mattamy Athletic Center. This building has a lot of history in the city of Toronto. It used to be home to our NHL hockey team, so the Toronto Maple Leafs. The university repurposed this building about 10 years ago, and now it's a modern sports facility. So it includes indoor basketball courts, volleyball courts. There's a full gym, as well as the same rink, the same ice that the Toronto Maple Leafs used to skate on. And then we have a gym underground, I wanted to say Ryerson, but the Toronto Met Athletic Center. That includes, again, a fitness center offering over 45 different fitness classes per week. There's an indoor swimming pool and a track ring as well. We also have competitive varsity sports teams with many different sports that compete with different universities across the country. And you are welcome to try out for those teams as well. In terms of support for students, so specifically for international students, so we have an international student support office that includes immigration advising, any questions you have about extending your study permit, applying for it, any questions you have about health insurance or work permit, you can be connected to this office. And there's also a really excellent mentorship program for all students at the university. It's called Try Mentoring, and this is where you would be matched or paired with a student either in the same program as you, so in the senior years of their undergraduate program, they're either in the same faculty or the same program, and it's up to that student, your mentor, to help you with the transition from high school to university, give you some strategies for success, how to be successful in your program, teach, maybe use some time management skills, maybe connect you with some clubs on campus. They might bring you to some fun meetings, really just to help you get the most out of your post-secondary career and make you feel connected to the community. What's new at the university is we have 2 intakes. So all of our programs are available for students to apply to in September. However, specifically for our international student population, we have programs available in January as well. All of the programs that you're seeing here in this slide, and hopefully going forward, all of our programs will be available in September as well. Just to touch on the different faculties and programs that we're offering. So again, 6 different undergraduate faculties, the first being the Faculty of Arts. These are the humanity and social science-based programs. What's new in this faculty is all of the programs you see that have a little asterisk or a star. For the first time last year, we started to offer co-op in those programs. I would say the most applied to programs and competitive in this faculty would be psychology and criminology. The way that you will know how competitive a program is, on every single undergraduate program page, we do post the grade range that was needed for admission in the previous year, and that will give you an idea of the level of competition for that program. In this faculty, there's also an undeclared option. This will be similar in the Faculty of Business and Engineering. So if you know what faculty you gravitate towards, but you don't yet know what you want your major to be, that's okay. You can apply to the undeclared option. You'll take some intro courses to different majors, and then after the first or second term, you would then select what you want your major to be. The Faculty of Community Services. So these are the programs that are really focused on improving people's lives in society, in communities, making long-lasting change. So programs like social work, public health, nutrition and food. This is also where you're going to find our nursing program. And what's important to note is international students can apply to our nursing program. So that's really important for you to note. The next is our Faculty of Engineering and Architectural Science. This ranks within the top 10 engineering faculties across Canada, offering some really unique majors. So we offer aerospace engineering. Some examples of the companies where students have completed their co-op for aerospace engineering would be Bombardier or perhaps Pratt and Whitney. And new for September, so new, it's not even on this slide yet, is our mechatronics engineering program. So that's maybe you're interested in robotics, artificial intelligence, anything that has to do with electrical circuits. And there is also an undeclared option. This is also where you're going to find our Bachelor of Architectural Science. What's important to note about that program is, in addition to meeting the academic requirements, there's also some non-academic requirements specifically for architecture. So that would be a portfolio. So on that note, it's really important that you're doing your research ahead of time. It's great that you're here today, just so you know everything that is expected of you in the application process. So there's kind of no surprises and you're not scrambling to get your documents together at the last minute. So the Faculty of Science, so this would be if you're interested maybe in a career in STEM or you're interested in health sciences. I wanted to share that Toronto Metropolitan University will soon have our own medical school, which is really exciting. That school is going to be in Brampton, and we're aiming to have the first class, the first intake in September of 2025. So if you're interested in health sciences, you might be looking at biology, biomedical science, maybe medical physics. If you're interested in stock markets, economics, you might be looking at financial mathematics. And this is also where you're going to find our computer science program, one of our most competitive programs at the university right now. And I think that's quite common. It's a very popular topic with all schools across Canada. Our business school, so this is the largest English language speaking business school in Canada, which everyone might not know. The largest program being business management with the 8 different majors that you can see there. We also have a really well-renowned program in hospitality and tourism management. We're the only university in Canada that is offering this program as a degree, and it's preparing you to be a leader or an entrepreneur or a manager within the hospitality and tourism management industry. And what better place to do that but downtown Toronto. And then last but not least is our creative school faculty. This was previously known as the Faculty of Communication and Design. And this is where you're going to find some really unique programs that may not be available anywhere else in Canada. So for example, we offer fashion, and there's no other school in Canada that offers fashion as a Bachelor of Design. You can choose to focus on fashion design or fashion communication, which is essentially everything in the fashion industry outside of designing a collection. We have a really well-renowned and the oldest journalism school in Canada, film studies, some really interesting programs such as new media. the only sports media program in Canada. Our students in that program are actually doing all of the coverage for all of our varsity teams in our Mattamy Athletic Center. And then also quite new is professional music. So that program is giving you the skills, not only perhaps to be a recording artist, but to be maybe a record executive at a label or a manager within the professional music industry. In terms of the cost to consider at Toronto Met, so in terms of tuition fees, for 1 year, depending on the program, it's about $30,000 to $36,000 per year. And then of course, in addition to that, you would have your accommodation, whether you choose to live on or off campus, your meal plan, your books and supplies, your personal expenses. So you're looking at about 55,000 Canadian dollars per year. There's definitely ways to, to be offsetting those costs. So in terms of scholarship opportunities, we have a prestigious entrance award. We award 12 of these per year to the incoming undergraduate class. The total value is $40,000, and this is based off of a few criteria. So we'd like to see that you have excellent academic achievement in grade 12, so you have a final average of 90% or higher. We'd like you to write a personal statement speaking to your leadership skills. And then we're also looking for 2 letters of support. So that could be from a guidance counselor, maybe a principal, a teacher, anyone who's overseeing your extracurricular activities. That scholarship application is done on our website, and the deadline to get that application in is February 1st. We also have guaranteed and renewable scholarships for our students. So this is based off of your final average in grade 12. You don't have to apply for these awards. You're just automatically considered for them. It's calculated on your grade point average. So let's say, for example, you have a final average of 92%. Awarded towards your tuition in the first year is $3,000. If you continue to keep your average in that range, you'll continue to be awarded those same funds each year. There's also lots of opportunities for scholarships once you become a full-time student at the university. So once you apply to the school, you have your student number, you're going to get access to our scholarship database. It's called Award Spring. So you would create your profile, and then based off of your profile, all of the scholarships that could be available to you would be presented. So there could be faculty-wide awards, there could be leadership awards. So keep that in mind as well. And there's also some really great work opportunities on campus. So for example, in the unit that I work in international recruitment, I supervise a team of 7 international students. There are international student ambassadors. They work anywhere, maybe from 5 to 10, 12 hours per week. I build their schedule around their classes because, of course, your classwork comes first. The types of things that they're doing in our department is they are leading in-person and virtual campus tours. They are leading some webinars focused on the student experience. They help us answer, prospective student email. They do some research projects with us. They have a lot of fun. So that's just some example of what a work opportunity on campus could look like as well. So in terms of admission requirements, so we are going to be looking at your top 6 grade 12 URM courses. You want to have at least 70% to be eligible to apply. Of course, you want to have much higher to be considered a competitive applicant. I would say be aiming for minimum 80% average. And then you also want to make sure that you have the right subject prerequisites for the program you're applying to. So for example, every program at the university, you need to have ENG for you, or grade 12 English. And then maybe for a program like business, for example, in addition, you would need a math course. If you're looking at engineering, you'd need math, physics, and chemistry. And then we also have programs, and from an admission perspective, we call them Grades Plus programs. These are programs where you're assessed for admission on your academic achievement, plus something else like a portfolio, an essay, maybe an audition. These are programs like architecture I was referring to, and then the majority of the programs in our creative school faculty. Another thing that you might be asked for, so if you have been in Canada for less than 4 years, we will be asking you to submit an English language test score. All of the scores or the tests that we accept and the minimum score that we're looking for, you can see on this slide. We do accept Duolingo, which is important to note, IELTS being quite common as well. And students applying to September, you have until April 1st to submit your English language test score. For students that don't meet our English language requirements by the time, by April 1st, that's okay. We do have some English language pathway programs. There's a few different programs, and you would be offered a space in one of these programs depending on what your English language test score is. So the ESL Foundation program, for example, that course is 1 to 2 terms in length. It includes undergraduate degree course credit along with English for academic purposes. When you're done the program, it's a pass or fail program, you would automatically start your undergraduate degree the following semester. Our English Boost program, that's quite new, that's a quick 8-week intensive program. It just includes English for academic purposes. If you're just shy of meeting the English language requirements, so maybe it's an IELTS of 6 or a Duolingo of 110. And you, again, once you're done that program, it's pass or fail. There's no additional English language testing required, and you would automatically stream into your undergraduate program the following term. So quickly touching just on how to apply for any students that are interested in the January intake. The only way to apply is directly on our website through the TMU International application. For Ontario high school students, if you're interested in September, you should be applying, of course, through the Ontario University Application Center. It's the 101 application form. I believe your counselors likely already talked to you about this application process. Applying through the OUAC, you have the option of applying to up to 3 different universities in Ontario, 1 university, 3 different programs, any combination of 3. Once you apply, within a few days, you'll get an email acknowledgement of your application. You'll get your student ID number, and you're going to get access to your student portal. It's really important to be checking this portal on a regular basis because this is where you can monitor the status of your application. You actually don't have to send us any academic transcripts because your guidance counselor does that on your behalf. That's where you can also check and see if we are going to ask you to submit an English language test. And if you have any non-academic requirements, those can actually be submitted in your portal. So our offers of admission go out on a rolling basis, generally from February, I would say, up until about April or May. And when you do hopefully get your offer of admission, it's really important that you read that letter thoroughly because it's going to include really important information. So if there's conditions on your offer, which there likely would be because you're completing high school, it would clearly state what the conditions are, how to meet them, and by what deadline. It'll talk about the tuition deposit. And it's also going to include the letter of acceptance for international students, which is a really important document because this is the document that you use as part of your study permit renewal or application process. There's many different ways to stay in touch with Toronto Met after today. So we offer virtual and in-person tours throughout the week. We offer a series of webinars that take place as well. You're also welcome to book a one-to-one virtual meeting with me or a student ambassador, and that's my email as well if you'd like to keep in touch. So thank you so much for your attention. I'll be sharing these slides with your guidance counselor, and I hope to connect with you soon.